technique number 11 in the Kenpo Karate for Christ 5th grade curriculum is parting wings. Now, back in Purple Belt, we learned flashing daggers, and that is in the Tracy system what parting wings is to the American Kenpo system. So, if you're following the Ed Parker lineage, they call it parting wings. If you're following the Tracy school, the traditional Kenpo, it is flashing daggers. So parting wings, as I'm going to show it to you, is a variation on that technique where we're changing the weapons primarily. And it's setting up a kind of a coordination response where with 5 swords and techniques like it, the 7 fists also, where you are working on getting your hands from one side of the body to the other and back again. The coordination for flashing daggers, parting wings, is that you stay on one side of the body and they kind of alternate over and under each other. They weave in and out and over and under. So the coordination on the set is the same as it would be with flashing daggers. We utilize the parting wings idea because that initial move is the same in either case, where we're using off the push attack, 2-hand high push attack, we're using this kind of wedge to spread their arms. So that's where the name stems from. And then if it's flashing daggers, or if it's in the Parker system, the parting wings is an open hand technique. So the variation that we're using with Kenpo Karate for Christ, based on the same coordination that's true in both schools, but keeping the name parting wings. So we have both the name parting wings and we have the name flashing daggers that connects to this coordination. Only we're going to use closed fists this time. Just like with 5 swords and 7 fists, we were really changing the weapon, was the showing how that same coordination can work even if your weapon changes. So with parting wings, they're doing a high 2-hand push. We're stepping back and we're spreading their arms first, right? Keeping the fingers kind of pointed into their eyes. But from here the weapon's going to change to a closed fist. As I do this underarm attack, it's going to be an uppercut this time. So I'm pivoting, chambering high with the left, and it's a right thrusting uppercut to the ribs underneath the arm. And that's going to be followed, as this also makes a fist, with an outward whipping back fist this time. So instead of the hand swords, kind of a hammering type motion, now I can use a flicking motion as well. Hammering with this uppercut, but flicking with that outward back fist. And as I come back, again I'm going over with that vertical punch to the sternum. That's the same, but when I come back, instead of continuing to go down like flashing daggers does, we're going to come back up again to the temple. And we're going to finish right where we started. So it's 5 counts here. As it comes back, it'll wedge, it'll punch under to the ribs, come out, back fist to the temple, sternum, right punch, cross punch to the sternum, come back to the temple, and then back to the ribs again. And that same pattern then can be switched to the other side, under to the ribs, out to the temple, sternum, temple, ribs again, and so forth and so on. In fact, you can use this idea just like in the 5 swords or 7 fists idea, where we can come off with a back fist cross uppercut, and we have this kind of speed drill, or it can be sword hands, where I can be doing outward hand sword, palm strike, uppercut. That first section there of 5 swords, I can do the same thing now with the flashing daggers or parting wings idea, where it's underhand with the sword, outward, hitting with the sternum, outward again, and then we're right back again and then switching. Or closed fists can do the same thing, and I can switch sides. And I go over, under, just like our speed drill for 5 swords or 7 fists. Right? That works either way. In fact, you're going to see this in the second striking set. It's going to show this relationship between using the sword hand, using the closed fists with both the 5 swords and 7 fists, and flashing daggers and parting wings, kind of back and forth. That idea of our hands can either be crossing back and forth, or they can be alternating on one side. So back to parting wings, high push, I'm stepping back and using this wedge. I'm going to uppercut to the ribs, back fist to the temple, cross punch, sternum punch, come back to the temple again, and then back under. So I'm going under, out, over, out, under. And that's the series, right? Again, wedge, come back under, ribs, out, back fist to the temple, over to the sternum, back fist to the temple, and back under again. Speeding that up, under, out, over, out, under, boom. So you can start working on your speed with this idea and getting used to that coordination. It also works as a double stick exercise where you can be crossing the sticks up if you use them on like a diagonal cutting line there. So, one more time, full speed, parting wings. Full cover out to 6 o'clock.